So Gloria Adesina is a multi-dimensional, impact-driven individual with a passion for problem-solving, innovation and growth. With a strong educational foundation, she holds a bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, where she graduated with a first-class honors. As a career professional, Gloria has developed expertise in content development, user research, and marketing, leveraging these skills to drive impact in various organizations. Our experience spans multiple industries with a focus on crafting high-quality content from product-led AI and cybersecurity tech companies. Our enthusiasm for growth, emotional wellness, and leadership has also led her to found an exclusive organization, Brooksea, where she equips emerging leaders in various sectors to maximize their potentials, live healthy, and become as much as there lies in them to become. In addition, she applies her curation and ideation expertise to spearhead side projects and take up other leadership roles. Gloria is currently pursuing a career path in product management, driven by a desire to harness technology to solve societal problems and contribute to impactful projects. As a thought leader, she devotes time to reading voraciously, sharing ideas on social media platforms, and publishing newsletters like the Growth Circle on Substack and Tech Products and Markets on LinkedIn. Gloria's dream is to see a world where everyone rises as leaders to inspire the change they want to see. I'll repeat the last statement again. Gloria's dream is to see a world where everyone rises as leaders to inspire the change they want to see. And so, with our emojis and with our reactions, let's appreciate and welcome Gloria to the call. Welcome, Gloria.
Hi, everyone. Good evening to you. Thank you so much for me. Thank you so much to everyone for having me here today. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, and to our first speaker, Mr. Olayenka, thank you so much for that impact field session. Thank you so, so much. I myself, even though I'm done with NYC, I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God. This is much needed. And if you've not started your NYC and you are here listening to this at this time, to be very honest, you are really privileged. That's what I'm just going to say. You're really, really privileged. Okay, I was just about to laugh when Folakemi said that she went through a lot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Seriously, it's one of those stories I'm not sure I want to fully tell in public yet, but I think I'm going to try my best to just talk about some things. Okay, so I have a few slides to share, and I'm sharing them shortly. Okay. So I want to believe everyone can see my screen right now. Okay, so this please tell us your full story. Oh my God, oh my God. Except you want to sleep here because this story is going to take your 3 hours. I'm going to try my best to just to just say something. Okay, so first, it's not my real voice. I've been under the radar for some days, so I'm just trying my best to articulate my speech. All right, so overcoming NYC challenges, lessons learned on the journey. Oh my God. So let's ride. So here's my outline first. I'm just going to tell you a little bit of story and then some potential challenges you're likely to face, how to overcome the challenges, mistakes to avoid, lessons learned, and then my final words. Okay, so let's ride. Yeah, heads up. I know you've been told so much about NYC and how much you are likely to gain during your experience, but let me not lie to you. You are likely to face a lot of challenges. I mean, some that will just leave you in shock and be like, I thought wearing khaki was sweet. But the time I saw my khaki and I wanted to burn it, let me just tell you the truth before I start. I wanted to burn it. I looked at it and I was like, these things, once you just hold me, I might burn this. Oh my God. So let's move on. So this is me here. I had two different NYC experiences in two different geographical locations. One in the east and then one in Lagos. So I had half of my NYC year in Enugu State and I had the other one in Lagos. Okay, so you see the one in Enugu here. I hope nobody from Enugu is listening to me today. Okay, to be very honest, it was really hard. Yeah, it was really hard. And Lagos was not less harder, or it was not less harder. But then it was still much better. At least it was more purposeful than the other one. And I'm going to explain to you why. The truth is that no matter where you find yourself, you can always make impact. But there's always something about not being where God wants you to be. Yeah, that's the truth. And our first speaker already talked about that. Do NYC with God. I mean, I like to tell people that NYC and God are not in collaboration. So don't be expecting NYC to decide your destiny. So people just feel like you're trying to go outside of God's plan if you are trying to do direct posting. It's wrong, to be honest. It's a wrong mindset. I know there are so many religious people that would try to tell you that just leave it. Wherever NYC posts you, is God that is deciding your destiny. Please, that is a scam. Let me just tell you the truth. Because when you are suffering, they will not be there. They'll just tell you that. Probably just say, well, I'm not going to that. They'll not be there to suffer with you. Let me tell you the truth. So don't leave it to a chance. Please do your direct posting. I believe that direct posting is more like a sign that you heard from God. You go to God, you pray, where exactly should I do my NYC? And God says, oh, I want you to do it here. I know someone, before he went for NYC, I asked him, where do you want to serve? He said he has prayed and God asked him to serve in Ibadan. And I was like, okay, so how are you doing your direct posting? He said, no, I'm not doing direct posting. They're going to post me there. I was like, to shock you. First time they posted him, I've forgotten where they posted him. And I was like, where did they post you? Is it Ibadan? He said, no. He mentioned one state. And I was like, all right. He said, we wait, that will revalidate. And it's going to be Ibadan. I said, all right, let's see. So he revalidated again. And what happened? They posted him to, I think, Akwa Ibom or so. I know what. He's in Akwa Ibom now. I don't know if he's enjoying his life, but I don't know. I just pray he's having it good there. The very truth is that don't expect NYC to post you where God wants you to be. But if God says, leave it, I will orchestrate it, that's fine. But don't just expect that automatically, maybe God and NYC. If for the people that are even posting, you said, it's even AI. It might even just be automated. So God is not, I mean, let me not talk too much about this thing. Because NYC posted me to Enugu, right? And my plan was just that, maybe I'll just do my relocation like that and just going to just work. But then my relocation did not work. And I said that was like the beginning of the old funny challenges for me, right? All right, so this is me right here in Enugu. You can see the background. I can say, just look at the background of this picture. You can see the fact that you can't see any soul, you can't see any life, you can't see any vehicle, you can't smell any life except for the trees. That's exactly what the environment was like. Yes. I was telling someone that I've never been in a place before that the only thing I'll be hearing is the sound of animals, birds, um, hawks, because hawks were so much there. I mean, you know the way you see normal birds around and chicken, that's how we see hawks around. Yeah. So I was just like, what kind of place is this? I thought I wanted to die. Honestly speaking, it was really bad. I mean, it was bad. I'm trying not to say some things. They said I should say everything, but if I don't, okay. You said you camped in Imo State. Oh my god. I think the East is just another thing entirely. So this place was just a lot. Before I can move outside to start seeing vehicles or where many people are, I have to like take bike for maybe up to 15 minutes or so. Oh, which one of Enugu is that? Don't worry. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it. I have to take bike for maybe 10 to 15 minutes just to just come outside to just even breathe. And sometimes I'll just like to just take bike outside just to breathe. There's so many times I moved from Enugu down to Lagos and go back home around 12 a.m. at night. I mean, I did that several times just because I wanted to breathe. I couldn't I couldn't bear the food. I mean, that was when I knew what hunger really was. And for me, I felt this kind of excitement at first that okay, maybe because of my results, it might just force me in a good place, just maybe. And of course, this is not a bad place anyways, but it was not just a place for me. At least some people are there, right? And they did not die. But to be very honest, where I was, there were people who asked me, what are you looking for here? Imagine being in a place and people are asking you, what are you looking for here? Like, why are you here? Say, if I already won, I will not come here. And I'm like, you, what are you doing here? He said, it's my daddy that forced me into this school. Okay, this is a private university, actually. I'm just going to keep the name of the school. So let me not say so much stories. No, I'm going to try. Okay, so that's exactly how funny the place was. Imagine being in a place where I'm not sure I found anybody that was really happy there. I'm not sure I found anybody, including the lecturers, including the students. You get so, but you know what? Even though it was really hard for me, and I was like, I must relocate, and even though I had to keep moving from the east down to Lagos because of some of the things I had to do. Yeah, because of the things I had to do, I had to start moving, and sometimes I don't even travel just to breathe. I remember sometimes in December, I just moved because I wanted to like post an impact project. I just moved down when the school was on vacation. Yeah, I moved down to Akure to just host an impact project with some of the people I found there, you know. Okay, I think one of the challenges I faced in Enugu State was the fact that it was hard for me to find my community. I'm just going to talk about that as we move into today's session. It was hard for me to find like-minded people who were as goal-driven and visionary as I was. So imagine being in a place, and I'm this online person. I'm always doing a lot of things online. I'm always hosting this and that. I also had a job. Imagine being a tech person who had a job, I was freelancing and I also had a job. And I was in a place where there was no network. When I mean no network, you'll not see any sign. They cannot call you, you cannot call, you cannot do anything. That's exactly what this place was like for me. And I was just like, I'm in a place where I just have to, I just need constant internet. So even if I don't have food, it's fine. But that internet, please don't take me away from it. And that's exactly where I was. And I was also in a place where if they bring light for 1 hour once a week, they're going to see everywhere is scattered with joy. And I'm just like, please, why are these people happy? Like, why are you happy? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. They're bringing lights 1 hour a week. And all of you are jumping up and down like this. So it was a lot for me, like a lot. Like, I don't want to tell my boss that I've not been able to deliver this because there's no light. Or more. That was a lot. So what was the end of my the end of my job was that I lost the job, yeah, around this time too. Okay. So I'm going to come back to the whole Lagos story. Because at this point, I have a lot of stories to tell, but then I don't want to move away from the major cause of this meeting. But if you want me to continue telling the story, I'm going to continue. But for me, I think I'm just going to continue with my slides. All right. So, as I said, NYSC can be a beautiful experience, but to be very honest, there are a lot of challenges, a whole lot of challenges. Yeah. And for me, the kind of challenges I faced, miss my story, my side. All right, no problem. So the kind of the kind of challenges I experience are, see, I don't want to believe everybody will experience that kind of thing, but I'm not going to talk about general challenges that many people are likely to experience. All right. So first, you're going to have challenges that has to do with cultural background differences. That's the truth. So for those people who would like to serve somewhere different from where they already know, right? You are going to have this challenge, cultural backgrounds and differences. So when I was in the East, imagine I spent half of my service here there. So I say I had two different NYC experience. So I know what it means to not do direct posting. I know what it means to leave your NYC to a chance. Yeah. So you're going to have issues with cultural backgrounds and differences. You just have to take out time. Jesus. You have to take out time to learn the culture of the place. Yeah. So you need time to understand the culture of the land, how it conflicts your own culture, and how you can adjust to it. So, for example, I can remember that it was when I got to Enugu that I realized that Monday is not working days there. I mean, I had to understand that kidnapping was a normal thing there. I mean, kidnapping was a normal daily affair that happened. You can just be in a vehicle and you're talking about someone that they kidnapped. You get. So that's how normal it was there. So I had conversation with people who had their own experiences. So I just know that okay, this one might not even have to do with cultural background, but it's just something. I mean, one of the things that are happening there that was happening there at that time. So I just know that okay, I just had to get some OTs for some people. Okay, they can tell me things like, oh, once you see a vehicle like this and the driver is like this, don't enter the vehicle. Make sure you don't enter vehicle at this park. Don't enter vehicle by the roadside. Go to this side. You get, those are the things you have to know. Know exactly the culture of the land. Like I heard also that in Igbo land, respect is very, very important for them. So don't go there and see the elderly ones and not greet them the way they want to be greeted. You get. So and okay, elderly ones like to be greeted. Oh yes, and in a sense too, for some of them, they don't respect the way we in the West respect. Yeah, sometimes you can just see someone who is younger and just expect them to greet you in certain ways and just find out that they're not greeting you that way, or they're not even giving you that much respect, or I don't call it adoration. They're not giving you that kind of respect. So just understand that okay, this is the culture of the land. This is how they do their things. This is how they eat. This is how they dress. So just understand. It might take time for you to adjust to it, but you just have to understand it. And then challenges, yeah, finding your own community. Like I said, I had issues finding my own community. So while I was in the East, to be very honest, I felt like the place was dry in a sense. I was like, where are the young people? And someone told me there that most of the young people are in Lagos. So most of the people in the East are retirees. They've retired and they are just back. They are just staying in the village. So I was like, even when I take bikes, the people that drive me are old men. I'm like, why is the old men that are doing this kind of work? Right? So most of the young people, of course, there are young people there, but not as much as we have young people around here, right? And I also realized that when you are choosing to serve in places like that, the kind of people you might meet, oh my God, I don't want to give a general conclusion. I don't want to give a general conclusion. But to be honest, it was hard for me to find people of like minds. Because when you're talking about things like maybe impact, reading of books and all, they are just looking at you like, let's just serve in our people. Do you have a good PPA? Are they paying you well? Are you eating well? I mean, it's just like, what's impact to you? I can remember when I went to the school and I told the school that I would like to host a TEDx event in the school. Yes, I wanted to host a TEDx event. Funny enough, I'm even putting on a TEDx t-shirt, if you can see it. Yeah, I told him I wanted to host a TEDx event. At that point, I was even planning to apply because I just felt like I'm not going to waste this year. Even if my education choose not to work, at least I'm going to do something and I'm going to be proud of. So I was already reading about how to apply for TEDx, how to apply to get the license and all. So I went to the school. I went to ask. I know what they told me. They said they don't accept things like this here, and I can go and do it outside. And I was like, wow. Yeah, that's how funny it is. The place is not open to external stuff. The students only eat what the school give to them. They can't get things outside. I mean, things as small as snacks. I can remember about one of the students that collected beverages and all from her mom. Do you know what the school did? The school took it. I forgot. I don't even know what they did to it, but I know they seized it. Like that's how funny. They don't accept anything from outside. And I was like, "But it's her mom that brought this thing." They said They don't allow stuff like that. So they don't allow things from outside. And I just feel like, just imagine, I want to host something of impact here, but they said they said no. So uh, that was it. But what did I do? I did not give up. I did not give up. I tried my best to make impact, even in the smallest possible way. So I had conversations, I mean, several conversations with the students, several conversations with students. Even though I spent a very short time there, a lot of them knew me and they knew what I had to offer. You get, some of them were even telling me that, you want to owe something. Like you said, I should press. I mean, press on. Don't worry, we're going to support you. We're going to make sure the management accepts it and all. Um, well, anyways, my education worked just before I started making the plans. So that was it. So I said I had issues with finding my community, right? So as I said, it was really hard for me to find people who had the same mindset as I had. Yet, so and I believe that finding your community is going to be one of your biggest propellers in your service here. I'm just going to talk about that in the subsequent slides. Okay, so one of the challenges that you might also face is issues with finances. Someone said that when 77K or 33K is not even feeding you, like how exactly do they expect you to go and start making impact? Then they were giving us 33K. We're like 33K. Me I used to call it money for shoe, because that's the price of most normal standard shoes. Like when they're giving us money for shoe, how exactly do you expect us to take out of this money and use it to make impact? Right. And when we talk about that, it's a challenge. That's the truth, it's a challenge. I'm going to talk about that. So it's quite a big deal for most people, but there's always a way out, right? So I wrote it here that if you don't have money, you can also spend social capital. Now, what social capital basically has to do with people. Honestly, you might not have money, but if you have the right set of people around you, it's going to look like you have money. See, no matter the challenge, there is always a way out. That's the truth. Always a way out. So what's the last one? I can't list all the challenges, right? Maybe when I go back to my story and just share with you some of the challenges I encountered, you'd maybe get to know more. So the fourth one, I just wrote others, the bulk list, because I cannot list everything. So you're likely to encounter other issues like cluelessness. That's just the very truth. See, when you are in a strange place for the first time, you don't know what to do. See, trust me, you don't know what to do. You're just going to be there. You don't know the name of the places. You don't know where you are, except you have to use the aid of Google Map. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. If somebody tells you and say, hello, please, can you come to so place? You have to start depending on people around. Like, how exactly can I get to this place? You get cluelessness, you're likely to get lost. Oh, me, I got lost many times and it was not funny. I got lost many times. Yeah, many times. Imagine people that they're trying to care for you. Please, I'm trying to go to this place. Enter vehicle here. I can remember when someone told me to take a vehicle here. I know what, they're taking me somewhere else. Once I also using Google Map and I was seeing 9 minutes. Is that increasing to 12 minutes to 15 minutes? And I was like, am I supposed to be getting closer to the place? What's going on? So I had to drop in the midst of bushes, and how I got home that day, just God has sent his angel of mercy to help me. Okay. So lack of basic amenities. As I mentioned, I was in a place where there was no access to the internet or light or water. Yes, Enugu has issues with water. I mean, I've asked around and I think it's common. I don't know exactly what sponsors that, but they have issues with water. Yeah. So language barrier too. I have to start telling people 1 million times that I'm not Igbo, I'm not Igbo, I'm not Igbo. Imagine I missed many information because some people might have not spoken to me and I don't know how they were speaking to me. You get, so you might face issues with language barriers. So these are potential challenges you are likely to face. So let's just move on. So how exactly can you overcome these challenges? So how exactly can you overcome these challenges? Okay, first, mindset. Mindset is everything. So breathe. That's what I don't want. So breathe. You are not stuck. You're not. Sorry, please give me a minute. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Okay, so mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. So breathe. No matter what, you are not stuck. You are not clueless. You are not disadvantaged or powerless. And you is just about to evolve. So develop the right mindset that helps you focus more on opportunities rather than problems. Of course, there were a lot of problems around me. In fact, I think the room that they even placed me in was even sponsoring my problem. I should have shared a picture of the room. It was a good room, anyways, but in that same place, I cannot see I cannot see anything. I mean, the room was so dark that even in the afternoon, night, day, you cannot even recognize day or night because it's always dark. And I'm just like, I mean, a lot of issues right now, but this room is even sponsoring my problem because whenever I come inside this place, all I'm seeing is darkness. And I'm like, what's all this? Honestly, I feel like everything was just against me. Everything was just against me. But to be honest, mindset is everything. I know what really hurts me around that time. The fact that I had just unveiled my brand and I was building a community. So how do I tell my community members that I can't hold community meetings because there's no network? No network here. No network. Like, how do I tell them? Of course, I had to because there's no way I want to do it. And anytime I want to call or message someone, do you know where I used to go? I enter inside the bush. It's quite weird, but I just had to do that. I know what's funny. Even around those times, I still held a 21-day challenge. I had a 21 days social media challenge, and I was like, what's all this? And you know what? I showed up for the whole 21 days. Yes, maybe not bush, but at least inside grasses. And they'll be like, what are you doing there? Snake is going to bite you. And I'm just like, you guys should just leave me alone. Just leave me. I have something to do. So you get, so I just, mindset is everything. Yes, it's bush actually, because snakes were there anyways, but thank God none of them beat me. Yeah, so I still had to do that. I can remember one of the times you were invited me for a meeting, and I was just like, how do I tell this one that there's no network here? What will I do? Do you know what I did that day? It's still paining me now that I did not snap the setup. I went into an uncompleted building, and I stacked up. There were some books. I think it's like an old admin building. Yeah, it's inside the compound. So I went there and I stacked up some of the old books that were there, and I took my power bank. My power bank is the torch that used to serve me because the place is always dark. The room is okay. The room where I was staying was always dark, but this place was outside, but it was at night. Yeah, I think the meeting was around 8 p.m. that day. So I went inside that uncompleted building and I stacked up the books. I went to one wall that looked a little bit clean. I placed my phone. So just really funny. It was just really funny. And I just made sure that I appeared a little bit good that day. And I was telling him that if you can see the setup of this meeting right now, you're just going to laugh at me. But I just knew I had to show up, right? So just imagine that as we are having this meeting now, and I have seen funny things at the background, or I just have to beg you to like turn off my camera. Okay, I forgot to use the background effects. Oh no, it was an Instagram live session. Yeah, it was an Instagram live session. So I couldn't have done that. So for every time I had to host meetings, I had to go find somewhere really, really ridiculous just to hold the meetings. As I said, mindset is everything. At first, I felt really stuck because I was like, how exactly do I even place calls? How do I hold meetings? Like, it's really, really weird. I know what, that same bush I told you I have to stay to place calls, people are still there. I mean, there's no network around, and people can barely place calls in their room. So we have to like come outside that area. So even if I want to host meeting there, the noises of people around will be disturbing. I can't tell everyone to go inside because I want to host a meeting. So everything was just so messy around that time. And I think what even made it worse was the fact that I was now staying with students in their hostel. Well, that's a story for another day. Or should I talk about it? Oh my God. Let's move. Okay. I mean, Samuel says, tell us. Okay, maybe I'll come back to it. Sha. I was staying with students in their hostel. It was not fun because number one, I was a lecturer. Okay, what was I doing in the school? I was lecturing in the university. Lecturing. And let me just tell you something funny. I was lecturing only one student in 300 level. Yeah, and it was a private university. Well, well, that's funny anyways. I know what even made it funnier was the fact that in that department, that's the only student, and they have only just one lecturer, and I was the second one. I was the second lecturer. So and you know what that means, right? We have to share the workload. So thank God. I mean, I just gave them a real capital no. You want me to take this, and I can't. This is all I can take, and I'm not going beyond this. I just had to tell the HOD. Someone needs to know this part of Enugu. Ah, no, don't know it. Are you from Enugu State? Are you from Enugu State? Okay. Oh my God, what's going on? Ooh. I think I've moved too fast already. So I said the right mindset. Yeah, you need the right mindset. The truth is that no matter what, no matter where you are, you can always find a way to come out. That's just the truth. You can do whatever you want to do. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, but definitely you are going to find a way out. So the second one you should do is build with your community. Not just find your community, but build with your community. For me, at a point, I felt like if I continue going at this rate, I might just be complacent because most of the people I was meeting, they were not giving me energy. And I was like, what's all this? So I had to just make sure I had a strong community of people I was in constant conversations with. You get, I was still building myself. I was still making sure I was reading voraciously just to keep my mind in check. You get. So don't just build your community, build with your community. And that was one of the things I did when I was in Lagos. So this picture, I took it right in Lagos when we held one school outreach. So we went to a school to teach them about the SDGs and how they can make impacts even at their stage. Okay, so find your community and what build with your community. Yeah, don't do it alone. Find the best people to work with. And there's no way you're going to find the best people to work with if you don't have conversations with them or let them know about what you do or even trust you enough, right? So it's okay when you talk about the things you do, the track record of things you've done, show them the track record of things you've done in the past. It's very, very okay. You don't have to be shy, right? So community will keep you strong even in the face of the toughest challenges. Yeah. Most importantly, find a purpose you can live for. For example, solve a problem, execute a project. I mean, it brings you a lot of fulfillment. Our first speaker already shed more light about that. Yeah. Okay. So community is going to keep you strong. So one of the things I know that I would have done if I stayed back in Enugu was first to lead the change I want to see. Yeah, that's the truth. I might not find the kind of people I want to work with, but then I can still drive the change I want to see with the people I have around. Let me just move to the next one. So the third one here is acquire relational capital. So building great relationship with top people whose influence can get you what you want. So it will save you a lot of stress and money. So for people who think that they don't have money, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't have money. Truth is that you can build relationship with people. I know people who had their service here completely easy just because they had a perfect relationship with their LGI. Yeah, they had a very good relationship with their LGI. And some of them, their state coordinator. Okay, I know someone who did not appear once for his clearance. He did not appear once throughout. He went to Imo State just because I think they didn't post him to a very good place in Imo State, and his relocation did not work. What did he do? Called Maololufe in service. In where? Do you mean in Enugu State or in Lagos? No. Okay, so I know someone who did not show up once for his clearance. That's because he had a very good relationship with his state coordinator, and his state coordinator did all his clearance for him. All he did was to show up for passing out to collect the certificates. Quite funny. I mean, I know this person, and it's very, very true. So, when you acquire relational capital, the truth is anything can happen. Anything can happen. So when you build relationship with top people, I don't have any relationship. I'm not sure I had any good relationship with top people there. So this was just picture with one of the people I served with. So it can save you a lot of stress. So you cannot talk to some people, oh, I have this project I want to execute, and could you just donate to it? Or can you just be part of it? You get so that can really, really help you, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next. Lead the change you want to see. Lead the change you want to see. The truth is, if you want to experience something new, then you have to influence the policy, change the existing culture of the place. Now, let me tell you one of my Enugu experience. So when I was there, I was in a place where they were serving me food 3 times a day. I mean, yes, 3 square meal. I know someone will say, wow, you're enjoying 3 times a day. Oh my God, you must be really enjoying. But my dear, I'm a full-blown Yoruba woman and I don't eat Igbo food. And so many of the things they gave me there was so strange that I tried it and it was not just working. It was not just working for me, right? And you know what's funny? See, if you have eaten camp food before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The food they served us there, right, was not better than camp food. I would say camp food actually was better in my own in my own with my own judgment. I would say camp food was actually much better. So it was not something I could eat and enjoy. So most of the time I just had to feed on snacks. Yeah, I fed on snacks for most of the time. And I was like, why exactly are these people not allowing me to cook? They said it's against the policy of the organization. You are staying in the school hostel. They don't allow the school to cook. So we cannot allow you to cook too. And I was like, I've not eaten pepper for the past 2 weeks. Pepper. Ha! If you're Yoruba, if you are Yoruba here, you know how pepper is important to us. Please, can anyone testify? Is pepper important to you, please? I can see your thumbs up. Yeah, pepper is very important. I was like, what's all this? Don't worry, I'm not going to describe what the food tasted like to me, but probably the truth is I was not the only one complaining anyways. We had a number of people who just felt like, but it was still fair to them because they were used to it. But me, I was not. I was like, sometimes I'll just go and intentionally just buy pork meat just to taste pepper because pepper is very, very important to me. Right. So what happened? So I and one of the other core members who was serving with me we just made sure that we had to like influence the policy. So for the last 1 week I stayed at Enugu, I cooked. So you get, and I would say that made things really easier for me. So it was a lot of I could get, oh yes, I could get snacks. But before you can come outside, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, that place was kind of dry, right? But then you can still go outside to there's a market there, right? It's a good market. I'll say the environment is actually good. The town is actually very good. But it's just where that place is located, that village where it was located. Yeah. I don't want to mention the name of the village. I don't want people to go and research it. Let's just keep the identity like that. Yes, I could get snacks there. I got some snacks. Maybe not the perfect snacks. Maybe not the ideal snacks I wanted to get, but at least I got snacks and I fed on snacks for a while. So it was easier for me to live there because we influenced the policy of that place. We were able to cook in the hostel, even though we were given a strict warning not to feed the students with the food. That made it easier. So if you are facing challenges, it's possible for you to influence it, right? It's possible for you to influence it, and that's going to make things easier for you. So those are the four. So those are the four I have for you. The truth is, if you can run with these four, it's going to be easier for you to overcome any challenges that comes your way. especially that part of your mindset. That's the truth. Mindset is everything. If you have the right mindset, you can overcome anything. So common mistakes to avoid. So please, can I know how many minutes I have left? Oh my god. I think I just got a message now that we have limited time. Oh, okay, I'm going to try to wrap up shortly. So common mistakes to avoid. First, starting your service year without a definite plan. Please don't start your service year without a definite plan. Hey, don't start it because you are going to suffer. Yes, you will suffer. I'm so sorry, but I tasted suffering, right? And it was not really nice. It was not nice at all. For me, I already had a job, right? I was working with an international company, and I just felt like let me just be in a place. I don't want any place to just stress me. Let me just continue my job and just earn my money. Cool. So I'm the fourth child, right? And I already had three siblings and I've done NYSC. So NYSC is not a big deal for me. It's not something I looked forward to. It's not something I was excited about. In fact, I didn't even want to save. So you get so I just said, let me just mark it. And it and it marked me. Well. So starting your service here without a definite plan, please don't do it. Know exactly what God wants you to do and just do it. Know exactly where God wants you to be. It's very, very important. See, place is very, very important to your life and destiny because see the kind of people okay, right now I'm right here in Lagos, right? See, the kind of people I'm meeting right here in Lagos is not the same set of people I'll meet when I get to Abuja or when I get to Ibadan. The kind of relationship I'm going to build here is going to be different from the kind of relationship I'm going to build anywhere in the world. So, and that's why where you are is really important. You can't leave it to a chance. 1 year can disrupt your life. That's the truth. 1 year can disrupt your life. So please do not leave it to a chance. Don't leave it to a chance. If you don't have money for direct posting, let's say God wants you to do it somewhere else and you don't have the money for direct posting, you can pray, right? And God is going to bring help your way. Somehow, God can just lead you to someone, somewhere, and person can just ask you a question about your NYC and just like, oh, I'm also an NYC official, and person can just help you. I know someone whose service relocation, sorry, someone's direct posting work like that. He just met someone, I think in a restaurant, and the person just asked him a funny question. The person helped him right there. He did not have money, but God helped him right there. Okay. So leaving your posting to a chance or your relocation or relocating without a plan. Oh, please don't do it. See, I relocated. I don't even want to tell you about my relocation story. That story was I don't say it was as heartbreaking as the one I experienced in the East. Don't relocate without a plan. Have a plan for your where exactly are you going to? Know it, have a plan, have the people who are going to be involved in your relocation, right? So the third one is don't be a spectator, be a player, play to win. That's one of the things I did when I got to Lagos. When I got to Lagos on my second CDS, I became the team lead of my CDS group, just like that. And that was because I spoke, right? I made them see that okay, I'm not just someone who is just here to just mark attendance or seats. I'm someone that is here to deliver value, right? I'm someone that I know that I have a lot to offer, right? So I decided to play to win. And just right there, I'll say that for everything that happened right there in my CDS room, I orchestrated, I'll say, should I use the word? Let me know his word orchestrated. I made sure I was involved in all of them. Yeah. So I led several impact projects for other in-house meetings we had, maybe debating sessions, other stuff. I just made sure I volunteered myself to just do something. Yeah, I played to win. I played to win. Yeah. So don't just be a spectator. Make sure you are a player and not just a player, but someone who plays to win. Yeah. So the fourth one is also okay, mistake. I said neglecting important relationships. See, relationship is very, very important. So for many of the things I did during my service here in Lagos or maybe Enugu or so, I would say that it could not have happened with me alone. I had people who were ready to like who were ready to push the vision with me. So just make sure that you build important relationships. Yeah. So the lessons I learned, a lot of lessons. In fact, this is just, I don't say let me just wrap it up here. A lot of lessons. In fact, really personal ones. So first, allow God to orchestrate your journey. See, there was a kind of sensitive mistake I made at the beginning of my service here. That one is a whole story entirely. And I said, time is not going to permit us to start talking about it. So it was a very, very sensitive stuff. I just was not where God wanted me to be. And that's why everything was like that. And it was just something funny. It was just a number of issues that happened around that time. Well, so secondly, even the worst experience can build you. Say, as funny as my NYSC experience was, I would say that trust me, I don't know how to give up, right? I still made sure that I did a lot. In fact, that's the most of the things I've done in my life. Even amidst my going for back and forth, go doing this and that, I will see everywhere online. If I tell anybody that I'm going through this, they cannot believe me because I was active, I was hosting this. I can remember in between everything, like I went through so much that at the point I fell sick for about 3 weeks. In between everything, I still planned for Creative Fest. Creative Fest was one of those events where we impacted about 1,000 creatives. It was a lot. It was stretching. Yeah, it was stretching for me. If I disband over 3 days, it was like it was three different events in one. And yet I was still in this whole NYC saga. I didn't allow anything to stop me. So I still tell myself that I didn't lose, right? Even though I learned a lot, right? But I'll still say it was an impactful year. Yeah, it was an impactful year. So don't take no for an answer. Please push for what you want honorably. It's possible. Push for what you want honorably. So the fourth one, don't adapt to some inconveniences. Please see it. Adaptability is good. Yes, you will learn it, but there are some things you should not adapt to. You just have to change it. You don't change, you have to change some things and not adapt to some things. You get so influence the change you want to see for you and for other people who are also affected, right? So the fifth one is please speak up, let people know how good you are. Yeah, because there's some opportunities that will not gravitate towards you if you don't let people to know exactly how good you are. So one thing I also learned is that anything is possible. I relocated, sorry, I relocated 6 months to the end of my NYC. That looked impossible, like to Lagos, right? Well, when I went to Lagos too, I can tell you that I was posted to four places, four different places. I served in 3 places. Well, that's another story. Yeah, so number 7, location matters in your service. I've said it. Places, the kind of people you are going to meet in one place is different from the kind of people you meet in another place. Experiences differs, but it's only God that can place you right where you are supposed to be. Location matters. And don't let anybody scam you and tell you that where NYC post is where God wants you to be. Please don't allow it. As I said it, suffering will not be so far from you. It can go well with you, but if it turns out wrongly, you'll be the only one to bear the responsibility, and it's not going to be funny. Okay? So that's just it. It's possible to have a great NYC experience. Don't let the challenges stop you. Instead, let it build you. Instead, let it build you. I think I want to mention some things that I can remember. There was a point during those times when I don't want to use the word mismarried. There's a time that things kind of got a little bit bad, that I lost some very, very important things, like my laptop. Yeah, I lost my laptop. I lost my documents. I like to tell the story a lot because the way God helped me find it, so just so beautiful, right? So those were one of the things that was really challenging for me. It was really challenging. I also had an issue with, I had an issue with my local government inspector. I had an issue with her, and that's when I knew how to put. That's when I knew that I have to put the heart of a king in God's hands. It was really serious. It was very, very bad. In fact, it was so bad that it almost affected one international exam that I was going to write because she did not want me to go. I know people like, I know people like stories. People like stories, but Our time is almost up already. Our time is up already. I'm just using some extra time. But I just want to let you know that the challenges are there to build you. I can tell you that I've built a lot of resilience from all these experiences. And my service year is one of the year I'll always remember for good, not for bad, because I learned a lot and God really helped me. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's just stop it here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria. There is really so much to say because you had a lot of experience with your NYC. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you so much for sharing so much with us. And I would just like to share some of the things I got from what you said. You said you didn't give up despite the challenges, and no matter the challenge, there's always a way out. Yes, and so we do not give up here. There's always a way out. And you talked about the importance of community, how community will keep you strong in the face of challenges. Then also to find a purpose you can live for. He also spoke about don't be a spectator, but be a player to win. And so you're not just a player, you're playing to win. And challenges are there to build you. Thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you so much. And we'd like to apologize for spending a lot of time tonight, but I'm sure that we definitely enjoyed the two sessions. And I don't think we'll be able to take questions for, okay, David has a question. Uh, okay, David, let me listen to your question in 10 seconds or less than. David,
Good evening. Okay, so I just needed a clarification when she was talking about participation and playing to win. Like that isn't playing to win. I didn't really get what it means by play, what she meant by playing to win. I just need a clarification on that. Thank you.
Okay, you said playing to win. Okay, playing to win in the sense that, okay, first, you're not just participating, we're participating to lead something, right? So let me give you an example. So I participated, right, in my CDS group, and that made them to appoint me as the team lead for my CDS group, right? And one of the things I also did was that I made sure that my intentions concerning that CDS group was what prevailed, right? So I made sure that I influenced some values in that group. I made sure that I saw problems, right? And I saw problems, and I made sure that I was the drive. I made sure I was the driver of the change I wanted to see. So that's what I mean by playing to win. So you're not just participating by, okay, I'm contributing, I'm contributing. You are taking initiative. You are doing something. You're making sure that you are you're making tangible change, right? And you're the one influencing. You're not just contributing, but you're also influencing what you want to see. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So that's what I mean playing to win, right? So, and as I said, don't take no for an answer. Don't take no for an answer. Just make sure that you are able to influence some systems, on some policies and all.
okay, thank you so much. Okay, David has responded that he got that. Okay, we have two other questions that has to be answered in less than 1 minute so that we can end this call. From Moraki or Gideon, what are those psychological strategies that can help core members maintain resilience during NYSC challenges?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Okay, what are those psychological strategies that can help core members to maintain resilience during NYC challenges?
All right. So for me, I'm just going to share from my own experience. So for me, one of those things that really helped me was reading. I used to read a lot. I made sure I took my books along. So there's a way books just spurs you up to do more. I mean, there's a way reading books builds you up mentally and emotionally. Sorry. So one of the things that also helped me too was the people. I mean, people. I mean, what really inspires me is when I see people do exactly what I want to do. See, when you see your friends doing some of the things you want to do, there's a way it just spurs you. I have so many people that inspires me, right, to do things that has to do with impact and all. I think Muyiwa is on this call. Muyiwa inspires me a lot. So imagine just seeing him do something. I was like, oh, it's possible. How exactly can I replicate this year? Right? How exactly can I replicate this year? And that's just it. Just make sure you read, make sure you just embrace a kind of can-do mentality. No matter what, there's always a way out here. There's always a way. I'm not helpless. I'm not helpless. Even though it looks like everything is bad, I can creatively solve a problem. That's just it for me, right? And it will always work out every time. And the truth is that once it works out once, you want to try it again. As you keep trying it out, you keep building the mental capacity to do